D Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you be in the loop. I'll let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime, in the between time, I'm going to give some shouts out to the early birds, starting with Dun 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 Nancy G. Nancy said, I don't like him, but it's nice that at least one friend came to support. What's up, Charles Travis? What it do? Look out now. Let's see, here we go, here we go. With a pickup of Kanye, Diddy. That's Kanye arriving at the courthouse. And here we go, fam. Kanye pulled up to the courthouse. So I don't know why people consider this to be a shocking appearance, but the court officials did say that they had rows ready for Kanye in the regular overflow room, but the room became very crowded before he got there. So I don't know. I don't think he was going to stay that long anyway. Like, being inside of the courtroom is a different energy than being in the overflow room with a whole bunch of other people, like people you know, random people. That's different. Uh, the whole purpose of being there is so that the person that you're going to see, that you're supporting, can feel your energy. They can lay eyes on you and see that, yeah, you're there, you're supporting them. I don't know if you've ever been in that type of situation. Hopefully you'll never have to be in that, but I've been in that situation. And boy, it does wonders for the spirit when you can look over to the left or right or behind you, wherever, and see a familiar face of somebody who actually care about you, right? Um, so Kanye showed up to the courthouse to support Diddy, and people had they pitched a hissy fit about it. You know, there's people saying like, "Yeah, what is he going? He's supporting a pedophile." And this, first of all, fam, I think I need to stop calling this man a pedophile when that has not been substantiated, and it's not part of the case at all. They're not even. There's not one person who's coming forward in this case. There's not any witness. There will be no testimony. There are no charges of Diddy being accused of sex with a minor. So I think people need to stop saying that. Even though just because you can don't mean you should. That right there, I mean, he's facing some tough allegations right now, but there's very few things that I can think of that can even compare to something as egregious as taking advantage of an underage person, you know, violating, especially sexually assaulting an underage person. So, you know, if you don't want somebody to put something like that on you, or just throw something like that on you or your loved ones, your son, your brother, you know, your cousin, your friend, I think it's important for us to not make that a normal thing in this society. In fact, when you say something like that, you should damn well have proof, or else that should be some type of repercussions, severe repercussions. What's up, China Carter? Junie June. What's up, Junie June? Mika Sims. What's up? I am H2O. E. Allen, what's up, Atlanta? I'm coming to Atlanta. I think I haven't been to Atlanta. Whoo, man. I think last time I was in Atlanta maybe 6, 7 years ago. Let's see. Let me think about that for a minute. 4 years. Oh man, probably more like 8 years ago. About 7, 8 years ago. Yeah, something like that. It's been a while. Hold on. Now that I think about it, no, it's been longer than that. It's been probably about 10 years since I've been in Atlanta, but I'm coming to Atlanta, family. Coming to Atlanta. Getting back to Kanye West. Getting back to Kanye West. People are upset with Kanye West for supporting Diddy. Uh, I got a question, fam. I got a question. I need an honest answer from y'all. This is what I want to know. If your friend was on trial for being accused of violating somebody, hurting somebody, even killing somebody, would you show up to the courthouse to support him? Would you go to the courthouse to support him? Let's say it's not somebody in your immediate family, it's not a mutual friend or anything like that. It's a stranger. You don't know these people. Or maybe you heard them, you know them or whatever, but they're not in your immediate circle, and he's accused of harming this person. And they were on trial. Would you support him? Would you support him? Give me a thumbs up if you say yeah, if you would go to the courthouse and support him. Thumbs down if you say, nah, man. That's it right there. Certain things you do, I'm going to cut you off. I don't want nothing to do with you ever again. Let's see what y'all saying. Rich say absolutely. Rich thumbs up. This is a simple answer, fam. This is a simple yes or no. Would you support him? Thumbs up if you would, thumbs down if you wouldn't. If your friend was accused of harming somebody that you had no relationship with, it's not your family member, it's not somebody that you have a relationship with. If they were accused of harming somebody, hurting somebody, perhaps even killing somebody, don't worry about the circumstances. For whatever circumstance, whether they was right or wrong, if they were accused of doing that, would you support them? Would you go to the courthouse and support them? Give me a thumbs up if you say yes, thumbs down if you say no. Hell no. MC, thumbs up. Quincy, thumbs up. Playtime, thumbs up. Frank, thumbs down. Junie June, up. Gerard, what Gerard said. What is this? Rafian, up. Jay, up. Waylon, up. Jacqueline, up. Bad, down. OG, up. I'm only responding to thumbs up or thumbs down, fam, not text. Deanna, down. Brenda, down. Flip, down. So, okay, it seems like most people said, yeah, I'm going to support. I would support. Uh, I share the same sentiments. Excuse my French and pardon my vernacular, but if I fuck with you, I'm stuck with you. That's how I rock. Like I'm solid, solid for real, real. And I'm not a toxic turvy anywhere the wind blows, depending on what you got going on. If you broke, if you got money, if you can do something for me or not. Now, if I once I identify you as a friend, then you get everything that come with that. Now, remember, fam, I said the key word, the operative word here was accused. Not even convicted, just accused. But even if somebody is convicted, don't mean they're necessarily guilty either. But I said accused, and some of y'all said, "Oh, that's it. I'm cutting them off." We couldn't be from. I'm glad I don't identify like I'm glad I don't rock like that, man. I couldn't. Ooh, boy, y'all hard on friendship, boy. That I wouldn't want a friend like that. I wouldn't want a friend like that because people get accused of stuff all the time that they're not guilty of. Sometimes they don't even make it to a court of law. People just accuse people and attack people's character. And a person will hear that this person did this or that or whatever, and they just take it to heart and cut that person off, stop communicating with them and everything. They don't even know what the truth is. They haven't even taken the time or had enough respect for the friendship to call a friend and ask them, was it even true? They just automatically believe what somebody else said about that person, and they cut them off. See, and I guess that's a good thing, because the sooner or better the sooner you can get rid of friends with what we call in cryptocurrency weak hands, the sooner as you can get rid of that person, the better. Because that ain't a real friend to me. A friend in need is a friend indeed. This is the time where any friends, any people who really call Diddy a friend should be stepping up to the plate and saying, man, I'm with you. Even if you're guilty, I'm supporting you, not supporting what you did, but I'm giving you moral support to try to uplift your spirits, because of our history, because of all the love that I've had for you over the years. You know, this is the least that I can do, is to say whatever I can do to help you out, to make your time easier, to make your process easier. I'm here for you, bro. That don't mean you support what he did or what he's accused of doing. It just means that you're supporting the individual. You're there to lend moral support to the individual. Because perhaps you can say something to that person if, let's say, they were guilty of any of these things. Perhaps it could be you that could get through him to make him change his ways. That don't mean that he's going to skip this punishment. But when he comes back into society, if he does, you want him to have his mind right. At the very least, you want to wish for the best for your friend or your one-time friend, right? You want him to have his mind right while he's in jail. Look, man, there's hope. You want him to have some hope that he's going to be able to get through that experience. You know, damn, everybody cut me off, man. They cut me off over here. This person cut me off. This person cut me off. This person. But damn, man, I can't believe it, man. This person right here stuck with me, man. And I don't even think I'm deserving of that, but they stuck with me anyway. See, I'm not a friend of Diddy or nothing like that. I don't have a dog in the fight here. I'm just speaking of, in general, what's supposed to come with friendship. Loyalty is supposed to come with friendship. This is not blind loyalty. This is not blind loyalty. This is loyalty for the years that we've had, the love that we've had for each other, the things that we've been through together over all of these years. This is loyalty to that. So I don't know how to be a sometime friend, and I damn sure would not let the public pick my friends, especially the people who don't like me. Because a lot of us, we try to please people who don't like us. We try to be friends we try to let our enemies pick our friends for us. Like nobody in mainstream media, nobody in mainstream America, nobody who rides for certain type of people, nobody can pick my friends for me. You can get mad at me all you want to, but ain't nobody, I wouldn't allow my enemies to pick my friends. So they can say whatever the hell they want to say. They don't like me anyway. So what the fuck do I care about them not liking the fact that I'm in a picture with somebody that they don't like? You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't, that don't even make sense to me. Who lets their enemies pick their friends? That don't even make sense. But I see a whole lot of black folks who let their enemies pick their friends. They want to assemble so bad. They want to assemble so badly that they won't be friends with somebody who their enemy has decided is a friend, or who is an enemy to them. Ooh, Farrakhan don't like this. Farrakhan said this. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, so I guess I really want to be on this side right here, and I really want acceptance, and I really want to get some of that money over there. So they're saying, no matter, regardless of the fact that Farrakhan has done so much good for thousands, not a few dozen, not hundreds, but thousands, tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of black people over his 50 years or so, 60 years in the NOI. Regardless of all of that, I can't be cool with him because they don't like him. Them. I'll never denounce Farrakhan for nobody. I ain't scared of him like that. And I don't care about assembling like that. They try to tell you who you can be friends with. But you can't tell them who they can be friends with. They can be friends with whoever they want to be friends with. They can decide to support whoever they want to decide to support. Whatever they decide, whenever they wake up and decide they want to do something this way or that way or that way, they just do it. They don't consult with you. They don't give a damn what you think. And you just have to get with the program. But when you decide to think for yourself or do something different, then here they come. I be damned. So Kanye West, love him or hate him, at the very least, Diddy can look at him and say, now that's a friend. All these other people, some of these other people that a lot of y'all still rock with, who was saying that they were friends, they've distanced themselves. I wouldn't distance myself from a friend. It's because they're going through a rough patch. When your friend is going through a rough patch, that is the time to prove your friendship. That is time for you. That is a time for you to put in work. My friend called me one morning. It must have been 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. He had a flat outside of Houston, about an hour and a half outside of Houston. He was about an hour, 20 minutes, an hour and a half outside of Houston. He called me at a flat. I'm in the bed, sleep, knocked out. I'm knocked out. The phone rings. You get one of the midnight calls. One of them, you get one of those we morning calls. It's something bad, right? So I answer the phone. Hey, we, look at man. I know you sleep, man, but I got a flat, man, and I ain't got no spare, and I'm out here. Woo. I said, give me that. What's the address? What's the address? I didn't say, did you call this person or did you call such and such? I said, what's the address? I'm off of such road. Woo. He's on the highway. I'm off this highway. Woo. I said, okay, I'm on my way. I'm clean. I get up. I start putting my clothes on. I grab my keys to the car, and before I could get out of the driveway, He calls me back and say, a tow truck just pulled up. I think I'm good. I say, well, let me just stay on the phone. Let's just stay on the phone until I know you're good. Tow truck, lock up with him, and uh, take the truck, take his car, and get him back to the house. Boom. But for me, that was an opportunity to once again reinforce the strength of my friendship. It's automatic with me. I'm hardwired. I don't have to think about it. I ain't be like, well, what did you call this person? Did you call it? And here's another thing. Gonna give y'all some game. A lot of times when people ask us to do something, we try to get somebody else to do it, as if they haven't already considered calling somebody before they considered calling us. The reason they called you is because it's probably because they didn't think they had other options. That's why they probably called you. The reason that they called you was that they probably thought that out of anybody, you would probably say yes. Right? That's why they called you. So I don't ask, did you call this person or did you woo woo woo? No, I just kick right on in and what you need me to do? Because in my mind, I'm thinking they've already considered who else they could have called. So I don't take them through the whole look. Well, did you call this person? Woo 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 and all that kind of stuff. And for me, if we can't be cool like that, if we ain't solid like that, what are we doing? That's the same thing if I'm to call a friend of mine or somebody and I say, yo, man, woo, and they go to, oh man, I got to get up and go to work in the morning. Or I got to, can you call? So I'm not saying I'm going to cut them all the way off, but I know what box to put them in. Because see, you can actually have friends and friends be put in different categories. This is a friend, but this ain't a friend in need. This is a friend of convenience. Everything got to be straight. Everything got to be cool. This is a convenient friendship. So, but this ain't somebody that I'm gonna be able to count on if I'm find myself in the trenches. This ain't gonna be the one I'm gonna count on. Okay, this is a friend, but this is not a friend that I'm gonna call and share any confidential information with, because that friend right there got loose lips. So unless you want the world to know what it is, whatever that information is, I'd suggest you not tell that friend. And the same thing like with I got certain family members. I got an aunt, at least one aunt, and I got and my sister. My sister Carolyn, she know I mess with her about this all the time. My oldest sister. My oldest sister, she can't hold water. If you don't want other people to know something, you better not tell her, because she gonna talk. Oh yeah. And if you want somebody to know something, call her first. She gonna get the word out just like that. She gonna let it, everybody gonna know. If you want them to know, call her. Everybody's gonna know, just like that. So I already know, don't call Carolyn. Don't tell her this or that or whatever. Only tell her things that you don't care if the whole world finds out about it. Certain categories, People are mad at Kanye because he's supporting Diddy, because he went to the courthouse. Now, y'all know, fam, if you follow me, you know I've had my differences with Kanye. Oh, yeah. I've had some major differences with him. Kanye has historically expressed loyalty and admiration to Diddy, though. You know, he credits Diddy with being his inspiration, for entrepreneurship, for entertainment, producing and stuff. So amid these serious allegations and this public controversy involving Diddy, Kanye has chosen to publicly support him. He's one of the few of Diddy's so-called friends who have publicly supported him. So that obviously stems from a sense of brotherhood and gratitude, or a shared experience as a powerful Black man in the entertainment industry. But at the same time, I would be remiss to not mention that Kanye has made numerous statements that many people view as deeply harmful and offensive, especially in the Black community, statements toward the Black community. For example, in 2018, this dude said slavery was a choice. This dude, family, you won't even hear white people who were the greatest benefactors of slavery ever say slavery was a choice. They know what they did. They know what their ancestors did. They went over there. They went to Africa. They went to different parts of the Caribbean, and they stole people, kidnapped, raped, murdered. They used force to bring people to America. They used force, brutal force, to keep people on plantations. And when they ran away, they went and hunted them down and made an example out of them. Sometimes one of the stories that you do not hear told about slavery is they would capture a runaway enslaved person, bring them back to the plantation, and murder their child in front of them. They would murder their mother in front of them. This is the stuff they did, fam. These are true stories. This is documented. They would say, okay, you want to run away? And then they would sell their wife or husband or child to a plantation owner in a different state. And they'd have no idea where they were. Most of the times they never saw them again. They would capture an enslaved person, bring them back to the plantation, and rape them, and anally rape them in front of the entire plantation. Rape them in front of their wife, their children, everybody. This is what these uncivilized mutts did. So for Kanye to say slavery was a choice, it was one of the most ignorant statements ever made in the history of civilization. And unfortunately for him, his legacy is going to be marred by that. He'll never live that down. No matter how he tried to fix it up, no matter how he tried to rationalize it. Imagine a Jewish person saying the Holocaust was a choice. Like, yeah, my ancestors yeah. Imagine a Jewish person saying, yeah, that's right. That is true. Our ancestors didn't have to go into those ovens and stuff and be cooked. They could have fought back and they could have got out of there. They could have fought back against those bombs and all of those machine guns and the military. They could have fought back. Okay, they would have all gotten slaughtered anyway, but they could have fought. Who would fix their mouth to say something so insensitive? So yeah, his legacy is going to be forever marred by that. His public alignment with far-right figures and ideologies, including wearing a White Lives Matter shirt, his legacy is going to be forever marred by that. He's not going to be looked at as some type of revolutionary. When it's all said and done, he's not going to be looked at as a revolutionary for doing that. Now, had he stuck with the George Bush don't like black people, yeah. That's when his people really loved him and embraced him. If your own people don't love you, don't embrace you, do you really think that somebody else will? They might kick it with you, rock with you, so they can get something out of you. They can use you as a watchdog, a attack dog against your own people, but they'll never respect you. You'll never find love outside of your own people. That ain't going to happen. Anybody who says that they do, they lying. They're delusional. This dude has made statements that minimize systemic racism and reinforce negative stereotypes. So in many ways, he's been out of touch or even caused harm to the very communities that he's come from. But then you have this reconciling contradiction, right? Where he's being loyal and supportive to specific black individuals like Diddy, while making these sweeping, harmful statements about black people as a group. So you essentially have the individual versus the collective. I think Kanye's contrarian nature is what drives a lot of people to him. Because he has a long history of saying provocative things that challenge norms and gain attention. Sometimes, he crosses into dangerous territory, especially when it comes to race. So then you have people that look at his mental health. He said, well, Kanye, man, he's been open about his struggles with bipolar disorder. And so you hear people say, oh, yeah, he has bipolar, and whoop, he has bipolar. But then the next thing, they're saying, well, Kanye is a genius. He's a free-thinking genius. That's why they don't like him, because he's a genius. They said the same thing about Elon Musk. But Elon Musk can be very destructive. So this, whether it's mental health or you know, you know, connected to some type of bipolar disorder or whatever it is, it does not excuse the harm done. It offers context, but it does not excuse the harm done. But I tell you what, it does tell me that Kanye is capable of deep loyalty and support for individuals like Diddy, especially those he sees as influential peers or mentors. At the same time, his public statements about Black people as a whole have often been damaging. That's where the disconnect comes in. That broader social commentary. Michael Whitby says, rappers are rappers. Y'all ain't political figures or advocates for the majority. Stick to rapping and making music. So what you gonna stick to, Michael? When somebody tell you to stick to something, stick to whatever that they see you doing, that is a person who's trying to stunt your growth, as if human beings were made to only do one thing. To imagine somebody telling a bus driver to stick to driving buses. Imagine someone telling uh, an educator, stick to teaching, stick to the classroom, don't try nothing else, don't talk about nothing else. Imagine someone telling a content creator, oh, stick to making content. Stick to. That's a person who sounds like to me who is projecting. That sounds like projecting to me. I ain't sticking to Jack. I'm sticking. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. I don't have a lane. I hog the whole freeway. I do what I want to do. I do what I think I can do. Stick to this. Stick to. You would be a person would be a fool to live in a society that's ruled by politics and not have some type of political views. Right or wrong, fam? Every single person here, every single person that's listening to me right now are under the influence of politics. Everything around you is political. Everything. So for you not to have a political viewpoint is asinine. Makes absolutely no sense. Yeah, that's all that is. That's just jealousy. That's just jealousy of people who have a bigger platform than him. That's all that is. Jealousy of people that have a bigger platform than him. That's all it is. Because everybody should have a political view. You're voting for politicians. You're voting for politicians. In order for you to vote for a politician, you'd have to have a political viewpoint. You should at least know something about politics. So I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want to do. This life is full of abundance. Like this life is full, the life that we live, we got one life to live. I'll be damned if all I'm gonna do is rap. You got me blowed. It's so many wonders of the world. For you to just stick to one thing your entire life, that is a life unfulfilled. I would never tell somebody stick to something. Stick to this, stick that. Man, do whatever the hell you want to do and what you think you can do. If you want to open that damn restaurant up, you ain't never ran a restaurant a day in your life. You ain't never had your own business. But you want to open a restaurant, you think you can do it, you got the resource, man, go open that damn restaurant. At the very least, get it out your system. You don't want to have regrets. If I have regrets, when I get ready to go and I ain't got no more, when it's time for me to go and I ain't got no more, if I have any regrets in life, it's going to be for the things that I did, not for the things that I wanted to do, but was too afraid to do. If I thought I could, if I thought I had the, if I thought I had the skill to step out on a basketball court right now and walk on a team, I'd do it. But that ain't me. But if I thought I could do it, I'd do it. I don't give a damn what everybody could, the whole world can be against me. Man, as long as God is for me, man, the whole world can be against me, man. I'm gonna do it. I'm going to do it. Talking about stick to rap. My sister told my aunt that I should give rap up. Go get a job. Stick to being a worker. Go get a job. Told my aunt, go get a job. My sister told my aunt, go get a job. The rap thing ain't gonna work. So now you telling me something that my own sister said wasn't gonna work, worked out. It uh, propelled me to stardom, changed my whole life. So at first, I shouldn't even do it. One person told me I shouldn't do it at all. Now that I've done it, now you got some fool trying to tell me to stick to it. No, it don't work like that over here, partner. That ain't how it go. My sister told my aunt that rap was not going to work out for me. I need to do something different. I need to go get a job. Well, guess what happened? About 3 years later, I bought her an SUV, a brand new SUV, and she was happy. And she never spoke those words again. Now, I could chalk that up to, I could chalk her trepidation up to the fact that before we did it, nobody in the city had done it. Nobody had reached like MTV, BT, platinum records. And, we didn't see people in our neighborhood on television uh, doing good things. We didn't see that type of stuff. I mean, we might have seen some politicians that made it out of the neighborhood. We'll see them, but we didn't see like entertainers. So she was just going by her experience, you know. But I changed that. We changed that. Mike Dan, what's up? So yeah, fam, as I was saying, um, some y'all y'all do know attacked don't always mean physical, right? I saw somebody said that the title was clickbait. Like you do know that you can be attacked verbally, right? Which is the attack that I was talking about, that I was alluding to. He was attacked and still is being attacked verbally for going to the courthouse and supporting Diddy, which I do not understand why anybody would have a problem with a friend going to support a friend. If Diddy was his brother, would anybody have a problem with him going to support him? This is why I know that people don't really take friendship seriously. Because if he was Diddy's brother, they wouldn't have a problem with that. They don't have a problem with Diddy's kids going to support him. These are the people that love him. These are the people that rock with him for real. They don't have a problem with Diddy's mother going to support him. Yeah, they don't have a problem with Diddy's mother going to support him. But they got a problem with his friend going to support him. What do they call that, y'all? Selective outrage. That's my time, fam. I appreciate y'all joining the live. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. No more talk.